There are data centers and they're coming to probably a city near you. However, here are some of the stuff that you could look out for, or just maybe get involved, because the data centers are actually a very huge problems and a lot of people are overlooking them. 2014, 2015 in Central Florida, there was a particular area called Eatonville. At that time, we had saw that there was a huge piece of parcel that was, it seemed like it was going to go under development. Now, because we were nosy little neighbors, because we actually worked around that area, we were constantly trying to figure out, hey, what's coming here? What's coming here? Because we thought it was going to be housing, or we thought it was just going to be something to revitalize the area. Nope. Little did we know that that land was purchased for something called a data center. Now, back then, 2014, you could barely find any information in regards to what a data center was, in regards to that. I'm not saying that, there was not information about data center. I was saying in particular to that development, you couldn't find any information. Fast forward, now we see that it seemed like it's a tsunami of data centers that is popping up everywhere. I actually have a county that I'm going to be talking about in some future videos. One of the things that I will tell you is these data centers, a lot of them, what they're doing is they're taking agriculture land, or they're taking land that has a different use other than development, and they have to change the zoning in order to fit the data center there. These are the meetings that the people, the constituents, the residents, they need to put up to, because what I noticed with this particular county that I'm going to talk about in some few videos, in the beginning, the constituents basically, they voiced their opinions that they didn't want. However, what they like to do is they delay these meetings 2-3 months, and what happens is the people do not come for public comment when it's time for them to show up 2-3 months later, when these developers are trying to get approval to rezone them. Many of the lands that they're taking agriculture or farmlands, and they're having to rezone them. Data centers are very detrimental to any community that they go to, because they take up a lot of electricity and they take up a lot of water. The reason why they have to take up a lot of water is because they need to be able to cool all of those systems down. Look at your phone. When it overheats, what do? Have y'all noticed that a lot of these phones, like, they overheat really quick? It's very different compared to a couple of years ago. They didn't overheat like that. Now all of a sudden they're overheating very quick all of the time. Sometimes it happens a lot when they're on a charger and you have to unplug the charger to let it cool down, on top of putting it in front of an AC or some type of cooling mechanism. Now, compare that to 10, 15, 20, 30,000 square feet of nothing but pure systems and heat. The other thing of them using so much energy, what I'm not understanding is why the data centers cannot pay for their own electric bill. Now, I've been following this because a lot of the majority of the things that you're seeing online is coming out of areas like Virginia. I saw a couple in Georgia. I believe I saw something in Ohio, or they're trying to place it in Ohio. I just saw something in Shreveport, Louisiana, where the constituents said no, and the city was just like, yeah, we don't care, we're going to bring it in. These are the things that we have to look at to make sure that if you are in a city or region and you galvanize all of the people to show up to the meetings to basically say you don't want them in your region, specifically like in my region in Florida, we don't need those things because we already have water issues. So why would we allow these things? Show up to these places and show up to these meetings to basically voice your opinion. But if you have a city or officials, elected officials, that are completely ignoring, like they just did in Shreveport, Louisiana, then we gotta make the point to not elect these people back in. To the next one.